Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Law enforcement officials don't know who left the Nissan Pathfinder behind, but at this point, the mayor believes the suspect acted alone.
If I had to guess 25 cents, this would be exactly that. Somebody who's homegrown, maybe a mentally deranged person or somebody with a political agenda that doesn't like the health care bill or something. It could be anything.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Mayor Bloomberg yesterday on CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. Bloomberg says that he thinks it's a homegrown type Tea Party or anti-government-run healthcare group. Of course, now they're saying they have a Pakistani suspect in custody, and Pakistan has arrested 8 people. Number one, you can't believe anything that comes out of the government. There are real terror attacks. There are staged terror attacks. There are provocateur terror attacks. And we'll have to wait and see until evidence starts coming out in court. But that's why they have these special military kangaroos, secretive courts, so you can't ever find out. See, that's the beauty of what our republic offers us. The AP reports, of course, they've had to now order the release on bond of all of the Hatari militia because their case is falling apart. They've got one audio recording in a car of the leader of the Hatari, a tiny 9-member militia, 2 of which were feds, one an FBI agent, the other an informant. And you can hear him provocateuring on the tape. Whoever is goading him and asking the questions is clearly the Fed, who they admit was surreptitiously recording it. And they are now ordering, the federal judge is ordering that they be released on their own recognizance, but that they be monitored by ankle bracelets. But that's because we have some type of court system. Yes, it's corrupt. Yes, it's got problems, but it's the best in the world, and we need to defend our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, because that's what court is about. It's about showing the proof. Why did they bust Hatari? Why did they set them up? Because they want to create the illusion that gun owners and conservatives and libertarians are going to carry out terror attacks. I mean, you've seen the media frame yours truly, frame Ron Paul, frame Bob Barr, frame Chuck Baldwin, and claim that, you know, we're involved with a terrorist or extremist, and that, well, you've seen the media specifically with yours truly say that I'm calling for the murder of police and military, which is the absolute 180-degree opposite. I am for having state grand juries indict criminals in government and corporate structure who've committed crimes, and I do want them brought to justice. And we do have SPP, North American Union documents that are treasonous, and if a jury finds them guilty of treason, well, you know what the penalty for that is. But again, that's through the court system. They get a trial. I get a trial. Everyone is supposed to get a trial and a jury of their peers. But you're not going to get that in this case. And we've seen the feds cook the bomb, train the driver, deliver the bomb in 1993. That is on record, New York Times, CBS News. And they've now last year released the audio tapes because the informant knew they were setting him up. He said, look, first it wasn't going to be a real bomb. Then you said make another one so it'd stick in court. Now you're saying let the bombing go forward? This is disgusting. I'm not going to be part of this. And the feds are like, you've been keeping receipts. You've been telling other FBI agents, don't. You shouldn't be talking about this. Because they were planning to set up Ahmad Salam. So we don't know what happened here. It is so shoddy. The bomb is so ridiculous and so mindless that it may be real. I mean, you heard Gerald Celente, 2 weeks ago here, say 2010 will be the year of terror. Out of Pakistan, real attacks. We got Predator drones killing whole families. They're going to strike back. You heard it here first. 2010, Pakistan, real attacks. Coming up, we've got our once-a-month visit with Mike Rivero, always informative. And then Stuart Rhodes of Oath Keepers on a host of issues. The media's attempt to demonize Oath Keepers is basically terrorist. He's also done an interview with Raw Story where he talked about how, they were exposing Bush, how he was exposing Bush when he worked for Ron Paul, how we have a bipartisan problem in this country. He will be joining us coming up today. Stuart Rhodes of Oath Keepers. Okay, I want to give the phone number out and take phone calls in this hour and cover the arrest reportedly in Pakistan and the United States of this Faisal, I don't know how you pronounce it, Faisal Shahzad, who reportedly is the prime suspect in the failed dud gasoline propane bomb on May Day in Times Square. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it's provocateur. I don't know if it's staged. All I do know is that our supposed government has a long history of staging events, and they've been caught red-handed many times. So we have to look at this from a very, very suspect point of view. But because it was so ridiculously inept and unsophisticated, it looks like something that could be real. I mean, just out of the gates, it could be real. Gerald Celente, who's got a great brain, one of the best trends forecasters out there, one of the best track records, said 2010, he said this 2 weeks ago on the show. In fact, he said it a month before that. He comes on once a month. So he said that several times the last few months, that 2010 will be the year of terrorism. And he predicted it would be low-intensity type car bombs in the United States out of Pakistan, and that it would be real. And he agrees there is some staged government terror, but he said that the Predator drones flying around, killing people, I mean, they'll kill a wedding of 140-plus people just to kill one person. And that makes these tribal groups very angry. They believe an eye for an eye, and they will try to strike the United States. I mean, what would you do if somebody, no judge, no jury, no nothing, just dropped a Hellfire missile down into the middle of your wedding, or into your mosque, or into your business, or into an apartment building? Who cares about collateral damage? Now, remember Bush making jokes, what was it, 4 years ago, about no WMDs here, no WMDs there at the White House Correspondents' dinner. Even if you believe the war was righteous and just, you don't sit around and make jokes about the fact that they lied about WMDs to launch the war. You don't make jokes about war that has killed, 5,000 plus U.S. troops and over 1 million Iraqis. It's disgusting. It's evil. And the Washington Post is asking today, was it insensitive that Barack Obama made jokes about Predator drone attacks in Pakistan? Well, of course it was insensitive. I mean, can you imagine if the leader of a foreign country was at a big press dinner wearing a tuxedo, making jokes about truck bombs killing hundreds of Americans? The outrage would be off the chart, and the outrage would be real. But this arrogance is meant to incite people. It is meant to enrage individuals. This is psychological warfare. Obama also made jokes about, we played clips yesterday, we'll play them again today, saying, look, the Republicans say there are several hidden provisions in the health care bill. No, there are hundreds. And that's actually true. And he went on to make a joke. He said, at least my approval rating is higher in my country of birth, Kenya. Well, that's actually true. He's got like a 90-something% approval rating in the numbers I've seen in Kenya. I mean, it's all over the newspapers there that he was born there, and his grandmother talks about it. Michelle Sitaro, known as Michelle Obama, brags in multiple speeches saying, when we go back to his country of birth, his home country of Kenya, it's a sickening joke in our face. And he went further. He said, all of this tonight is brought to you by Goldman Sachs, and they don't care if you don't laugh at the jokes because they're making all the money. Well, that was another true statement. His number one contributor, Goldman Sachs, most of his cabinet, Goldman Sachs, his entire economic team,